Okay, so when I have two inequalities and they want me to determine the solution, I have to graph both inequalities. So maybe I do that one and I color this side. I'm just giving you an example. And maybe my other line will be here and I have to color this side. Then how do I know what my answer is? It's going to be where both, see this spot here? Because it's colored twice, this is the final solution. This spot right there. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to graph the first equation, graph the second equation, and color the appropriate sides, and then choose the solution set. Okay? So, step one, we're going to graph the line. So let's do number one, and we change it to an equal sign. Okay. Now, how do I graph that line? Well, it looks like the slope-intercept method. Okay. So that -5 is the y-intercept, and the number that's in front of the x, which is a 1, is my slope. So my slope is 1, so I put it over 1. So first step, second step. So first step, I put a point on the y-axis at -5, and then it says go up 1, right 1. There. So now I have to draw that line, but wait, is it dashed or solid? Because there's no equal sign, it's going to be dashed. And here, same, they're both dashed because there's no equal signs. So I'm going to graph my line, but have it dashed. Okay. Now I have to decide which side to color. So I'm going to take the easiest point, which is 0, 0, and substitute it into the inequality. So color one side. Which side do we color? So I'm going to take 0, 0 and substitute it into the first inequality. So y is 0, x is 0. Now we read it. Because we're reading it this way, we touch the big side first, so 0 is bigger than -5. Well, here's 0 and here's -5. Yeah, 0 is bigger than -5, so that's true. So that means this point is true. That means all this side is true, and this side is false. So all the points from this side will make that false, and all the points from this side will make that true. So I have to color the true side. So let's do this. Now, let's do the second line. So I'm going to, graph the line. Okay, so my line is x plus y equals 2. Let's look. Does it look like this? Y equals mx plus b? Nope. So I'm going to use the table of values. Oops, the 0 should be down lower. Okay, we're going to find it using the x-y intercept. So if x equals 0, what's y? So I just take this inequality, and wherever the x is, I substitute the 0 in. Oh, y is 2. Okay. So if x is 0, y is 2. That's my first point. Let's do that again, but now for y. If y is 0, what is x? I take this equation, write it out again. Wherever the y is, I'm going to put a 0. So if y is 0, x is 2. That's my second point. So now I have to graph this line using these points. So this is left and right. So this is don't go left and right, just go up 2. And this says go right 2, but don't go up and down. Okay, and again, we look at this and we go, oh, it's dashed because there's no equal sign. So we make it dashed, and that's a line 2. Now we have to decide what side to color. So I'm going to choose this point. I'm going to erase all these true falses. Okay, so let's look at the green line. I'm going to choose 0, 0 and substitute it into our inequality. So step 2, color one side. How are we going to color one side? We're going to take 0, 0 and substitute it into our inequality, which is x plus y is less than 2. So x and y are both 0. So let's read that. That says 0. I touch the small side. 0 is less than 2. 0 is less than 2. Yeah, 0 is smaller than 2, so that's true. That means, if I'm looking at the green line, here's my green line, if I substitute this, oops, you can't see. That means if I take my green line here, and I substitute in 0, 0 into the equation, or inequality, it becomes true. So all of this is true on this side of the green line, and so on this side everything is false. So that means for the green line I have to color the true side. You always color the true side. So we color the true side. Okay. Now you have to look at it and say which area is colored both pink and green. This one's not colored. This one's just pink. This is just green. And this one is both pink and green. So this is my final solution. That means any point from this area, if I substitute it into both inequalities, both of these inequalities will be true. That's all it's saying. All of these points here will make these inequalities true. And that's it.